Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I am going to be playing around with some new makeup that I've purchased. Some of these products I've been testing for quite some time now, and others are literally brand new, and it's going to be a first impressions in today's video. So there's a really good mix. Just be reminded that if something is brand new, I'm going to be including this in an upcoming speed reviews video as well, because I really want to make up my mind on the products before I'm gonna give you my final judgment on them. So please do let me know in the comment section down below if you have tried out any of the products that are gonna be featured in today's video. I'm always looking forward hearing from you, and also I'm always looking forward hearing your experience with the products. And if you do end up enjoying this video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and also ring the bell in order to get notified about my upcoming videos. That is also very much appreciated. And of course, everything that I'm gonna throw onto my face today is listed and linked in my description box down below. But I would say, without no further ado, let's just jump in, because I have some really exciting products lined up for you guys. So let's kick it off with the very first one, and let's go barefaced. All right, here I am, almost barefaced. I just already went ahead and I did apply my beloved Nasa Myricks Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum. I just applied it in my T-zone. And let's be real, I mean, my chin is not looking the greatest today. I went through a hormonal flare-up. I feel like it's kind of going away. I was using some Mighty Patches by Hero Cosmetics, and those always do wonders. They always help overnight. So the swelling has gone down. I just feel like it's still quite red. So I do apologize about that. I don't really have a brand new primer. I'm just going to go in with my Huda Beauty Easy Blur Primer. I've been using this primer quite a lot recently because I feel like I just want to use the primers that I have a little bit more frequently instead of continuously buying new primers. And to be honest with you, I really like this. This is not necessarily the most blurring primer that I have, but I feel like it's hydrating my skin and it's kind of giving me that smooth base that makes my makeup go on quite easily. And yeah, it just gives me a very soft, sort of like nice base. So before I'm moving on to the foundation slash skin tint for today, I actually did pick up a new lip balm release. So I do want to put something on my lips, and I kind of went a little bit bonkers with this, and I kind of got all of the shades slash flavors. So this is by E.L.F, and this is the Glow Reviver Melting Lip Balm. You guys, I got all of the 6 shades that this product comes in. I literally just purchased a bundle because you guys know I love a good hydrating lip balm. I like a good lip oil, you know, especially to prep my lips, but these also have some pigment. So I'm wondering, let me know in the comment section if you want to see maybe a short. I have not tried out all of the flavors just yet. I basically just tried out vanilla toffee, and I also tried out strawberry shortcake. I feel like I'm just gonna apply this one today because this might be the one that has the least amount of pigment to it. But I will tell you, I had to open up the blackberry sorbet and just sniff it, because this was the one that got me all excited, because I love blackberry sort of like sand flavor. Oh my gosh, and this just smells so good. Like, this is also such a stunning shade. There is Yummy Gummy, there's also Java Chip. My gosh, this shade, that is such a me color. And Wild Cherry. I mean, yum, right? So I cannot wait to actually get these all on my lips, but let's just use this strawberry one for today. The other one that I tried, the vanilla one, vanilla toffee, that one had a little bit more pigment to it. So I'm excited to try out these other ones. And this does feel really nourishing and really amazing on the lips. So I'm so happy that I got these. It really does remind me of Summer Fridays. I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like this is such an amazing dupe for a Summer Fridays lip balm. The only difference is that Summer Fridays will stick around a little bit longer on your lips than this one. This just does not have quite as much grip as a Summer Fridays lip butter balm. But they kind of feel the same way. So let's move on to this skin tint that I also featured in my Sephora recommendations video. This is not a first impressions. I've been like trying this product out for the past weeks and I honestly really love it. So this is actually by Milk Makeup and this is the Hydro Grip Gel Tint. Honestly, if I'm having a skin day like this one, I would not necessarily go for a skin tint. You know, I'm gonna have to compensate a little bit in terms of coverage with the concealer, but I'm gonna tell you, this is my favorite skin tint ever. Like, I have never, ever loved a skin tint that much. I have been reaching for this quite a lot. I've been wearing this so much off camera, and it's so rare that I actually like something a little bit more radiant and with this type of texture, but I don't know what it is. It just makes my skin look so healthy. It comes in 15 different shades. Not the greatest shade range, I do want to say. I did not really know which shade I should go with, so I had a look at the swatches on the arm and I decided to go with the shade number 3, Fair with Cool Undertones. I feel like in the summertime I may have to go with shade 6. They did not really have like a proper light shade with cool undertones, so I had to go with a fair shade. The only thing I don't love 100% is the packaging. Every time I open this up, a little bit of product already kind of drips out. So here you go. This is the shade. The texture, it's not gonna run down my finger. Eventually it will, but it is pretty thick. So I prefer applying this with a dampened sponge over a brush because I just feel like it's gonna make everything a little bit smoother. Now the coverage level on this is a skin tint, but mind you, this actually has great coverage if you build this up. And you can see the shade is super light on me when I apply this initially, but when this dries down, it will match, which is kind of weird. So I do think that this kind of oxidizes because give it a couple of minutes and it will completely adapt to my skin. I mean, it kind of oxidizes to my advantage, which is good. But I just wanted to let you know, if you have light skin, I mean, you could kind of get away with this shade. I mean, this is a pretty radiant product, but it also does not feel heavy on the skin, although it's a little bit of a thicker texture. So I'm gonna use the rest. So I'm immediately gonna build this up a little bit. I don't think that this has an added fragrance to it, but it definitely has a little bit of a natural scent. And it kind of smells lovely. But what are we thinking? I feel like this is looking so juicy, so refreshed. Usually I don't love that finish, but with this product, I don't know what it is. It just makes my skin look so amazing. I mean, usually a skin tint is not gonna give me this amount of coverage. So I'm gonna take more product and do the other side as well. It is so lightweight. I cannot feel this on my skin. It's not creamy, you know, like creamy and oily and greasy. It's definitely a gel. So this has some grip to it as well. It's going to adhere to my skin. I mean, it is from the Hydro Grip line. And the way this performs on my skin is incredible. This was not going anywhere. You know, this stayed on my skin intact until the end of my day. Let me know if you've tried this out and if you have oily skin too. What are your thoughts? Did it work out for you as well as for me? I would be really curious to know, but I am impressed with this. So let's move on to not necessarily a new concealer release. This concealer has been in existence for a hot minute, but they finally, after all of these years, have extended their shade range and they have added some cool undertones. And of course, I'm talking about the Hourglass Vanish Concealer. I mean, I've been loving this, especially for spot concealing. And I used to have this shade, the shade Pearl. And this shade is described, I think, as a light to medium with cool undertones. I feel like this is perfect also for the summertime. During the wintertime, this can pull a little bit deep and peachy on me. So when I saw that they came out with 2 new light with cool undertones, I was like, oh, I gotta try these out. And I definitely have one that I prefer over the other one. So I picked this up in the shade Ecru. 3.3 and I got the shade Drift 3.8. Now I'm gonna be honest with you, the shade 3.3, it just has a little bit more yellow in here than, for example, Pearl or the shade Drift 3.8. I mean, this is a lot better than some of my other shades, but still, I feel like definitely not the pinkest undertone I've seen. Look at that. I mean, my Milk Skin Tint has a cool undertone, and I feel like that's more accurate than this one. When I apply it now, I almost feel like it looks peachy. So Hourglass, although this is a lot better than the other shades that I've tried out, it's not perfect, you know. I'm gonna go in very sparingly. I'm not gonna dip in twice. Like, this is enough. Also, I'm gonna blend this out straight away underneath my eyes. I'm gonna use the sponge. I don't want this to dry down too much. So, although I'm glad that they have expanded their shade range, and this shade will work for me the best, I don't think it's perfect if you are looking for a concealer with more of a cool pink undertone. I'm also gonna be spot concealing with this. I'm gonna apply a little bit right here just to make this a little bit more even. But man, it really does look peachy when you compare it to the cool undertone that this skin tint actually has. Really pulls peachy, right? Ah, man, I just wish they could, maybe they could come out with some color correctors in this formula, because honestly, to spot conceal, look at that. It has so much coverage. It is an amazing concealer and I've been loving this. But I feel like I'm gonna be just using a little bit of my Huda Beauty corrector, just a little bit. I don't need a lot of this, but just look at that. That is pink. I use this all the time to mix into concealers, to mix into foundations. I mean, if you have a cool undertone, you know the struggle. You know the struggle of finding a shade. I'm also gonna take this tiny brush and try to get that crease out of the way. I mean, I can't help it. Most of my concealers will crease just a little bit. Now, once this is blended out, once I have adjusted the shade just a little bit with this Huda Beauty color corrector, I do feel like it is looking quite nice. I'm just gonna go in here as well. And before I'm gonna be applying some powder, I'm also gonna be applying my eye primer. My Sigma eyeshadow base primer. I always use that one. All right, I'm back. My eye primer is applied. I mean, I do love these Hourglass Vanish concealers, but I just hope that in the future they can maybe make like a light with pink undertones shade, so a proper cool shade. Because peach, at the end of the day, it is still a warm shade. So that's that. I still love this formula. I would highly recommend though. So yeah, let's actually move on to the powder. And I don't necessarily have a new loose setting powder. I have a product that I actually featured in my recent video, my blush showdown video. Oh my gosh, you guys, if you have not checked that video out, please do. If you want to know my opinion on all of the blushes that I've tried out, the new blush releases of 2025 that I've tried out, check it out. And I was talking about this beautiful Charlotte Tilbury Soulmates Face Palette. This one right here. I mean, I love this packaging. I don't care if you think it's tacky. I freaking adore this. This is so stunning. This actually does come with one of her airbrush flawless finishing powders and with a blush. I'm not going to use the blush shade today because I've got something else. But they have this finishing powder right here and it has a pink undertone. That was the main reason why I actually wanted this. I mean, the packaging, of course, this was a selling point for me. It wasn't so much for the blush, but it was more for this product right here. I love her pressed powder. I've been trying out some Charlotte Tilbury products recently, and you'll see some more Charlotte Tilbury products in this video. And I want to use this, maybe not for all over my face, because I do have quite you know, a hydrated face as of right now, but I want to use it for underneath my eyes. I'm just going to use the pink powder right here on my powder puff, and I'm just going to set my under eyes with this. This is so seamless. It's so beautiful. I can see the pink just a little bit. It's a very subtle pink, but it's definitely there. Just for underneath my eyes, this product is like this powder. Wow, wow, wow. It's so stunning. And this is so blurring and airbrushed and just phenomenal. Oh my gosh. I really have to film a full face of Charlotte Tilbury. Like, honestly, I really want to do that. All right, so my under eyes are set again. I freaking adore this palette. It is so beautiful. I love the powder. I mean, flawless, right? Absolutely airbrushed, absolutely flawless. I love this pink undertone so much. It's not too much. It's just a little bit brightening without being like too brightening. I just think this is such a perfect powder. Before I'm gonna be moving on to set the rest of my face, I completely forgot to do this. I should have done this before I applied any powder, but I'm gonna be contouring my face a little bit. And this is also not like a brand new product, but I did purchase this a while ago. I already have featured this in one of my speed review videos. So I wanna use this again. This is by Iconic London, and this is their Shape and Shade Sculpting Stick. This is the shade Sketch. This is their lightest shade. So I do want to use that just a little bit on the perimeters of my face. I really like this contouring product. I don't want to use this too much, but I feel like I have a bronzer today. That just might be maybe a little bit on the warmer side. I mean, that is just creating such a stunning shadow effect. I really like this formula because this formula is also more of like a cream to powder finish. It's not greasy. It's not slipping and sliding around. It has a decent amount of pigment. And Iconic London is also a brand where I've tried out quite a few products recently and I've just been really enjoying them. So now I do want to powder down the rest of my face. And you know, I don't really have a new setting powder, as I said, but I really like one setting powder in particular when it comes to this skin tint, and I pulled out the RMS Beauty Hydra Setting Powder in the shade Light. This is such a finely milled powder, and it's just gonna blur everything. It's gonna make everything look so seamless. And I just think this one in combination with the Milk Skin Tint works amazingly. Alright you guys, before moving on to bronzer, blush and highlighter, I am just going to be doing my eyebrows. I'm going to quickly do that off camera and I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. My eyebrows are filled in. This time around I did not use my Rare Beauty Precision Harmony pencil. I actually used this one by Charlotte Tilbury. I told you I've been trying out some Charlotte Tilbury things. So this is the Brow Lift in the shade Natural Brown. Oh my gosh, I absolutely adore this. And of course, I also used my Kosas Airbrow Gel in the shade Soft Brown. I just literally ran this through. So let's actually move on to the bronzer, blush and highlighter. And for today, I actually have an all-in-one product. I actually did purchase a new release, a palette, but I don't think that any of these shades are necessarily brand new to the brand. So this is by Hourglass and this is the Ambient Lighting palette in the Sublime Edit colorway. We've got the bronzer, we have the blush, and we also have one of these finishing powders, and I don't have any of these shades just yet, otherwise I would have not picked this one up. So I thought this could be cool. The only thing is I'm a little bit worried about this bronzer. So the bronzer is in the shade Nude Bronze Light. My favorite bronzer in the entire world is by Hourglass, but it's the shade Diffused Bronze, like the cool toned bronzer. So I'm gonna guess that this is a little bit more warm toned. We'll sure be finding that out. I'm gonna load it onto my brush and just apply it. I will say I freaking adore this formula. I really like these Hourglass powders. They are superb. They have amazing quality and I've never been disappointed with any of the ones that I have. So let's actually try out this shade. This looks a little bit more, yellowy. Let's see. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Definitely a little bit warmer, but still nice. That's actually lovely. Oh, I take this. This is fine. This is going to be great for the summertime. And I just think these powders are just so beautiful. And also, I mean, I did apply a little bit of the contouring shade just to tone the warmth down a little bit. I like it. I mean, how can you not like an Hourglass powder? You know, that's the real question. How can you not love Hourglass powders? Because they are just so pretty. Now, I do want to try out this blush too. I mean, this is the first impressions, if you could not tell. I have not used this. This literally just arrived a couple of days ago. This is the shade Sublime Flush, and if I'm not mistaken, this is a rosier shade. Let's see, I do have a couple of blushes, single blushes actually by Hourglass. I've got Mood Exposure and I have the shade At Night, but I don't have that many to be honest. But this is definitely a formula that I love. It's like a sophisticated glow. So, I'm gonna dip my brush in here. And let's see what this shade is like. I don't think this is a new shade, but I think these are like best-selling shades and I never had this one. Sublime Flush. Oh, this is pretty. Rosy pink. A very beautiful shade. Let's apply it on the other side as well. And they are just gonna melt into the skin. Again, I love this formula by Hourglass. They're also not over the top pigmented, so you can definitely build these up. Put a little bit on my forehead as well. I think that's as much as I want to build this one up. Can you see this is glowy, but it's not like a highlighter. It just gives you that lit from within, healthy, sophisticated glow. Just makes your skin look so beautiful, so flawless. I really love these Hourglass powders. I mean, I've been loving them for such a long time. This shade is so suitable for the springtime, isn't it? So I'm also gonna be using this shade Soft Light. Now, they are always saying that this is a finishing powder. On me personally, I use these types of finishing powders as a highlighter because they give you that soft glow, and that's exactly what I love out of my highlighters. I don't want to use this like a finishing powder all over my face. Again, I don't necessarily love a glowy finish. I really want to be in control of where I put glow on my skin. I really despise glitter particles. I don't want to see shimmer particles. I just want this ethereal glow, and Hourglass nails it with these finishing powders. So let's see the shades. I think it's a little bit more golden. Sometimes I have to build this up just a little bit more. But see, this is exactly what I love about these finishing powders. They are a little bit more subtle, but will just catch the light in such a sophisticated way. But just look at that. Look at how this will catch the light. Oh man, so pretty. If you want to see more of these shades by Hourglass, I do have a full face video on Hourglass where I did demonstrate, I think, most of the highlighters that I have. Really pretty lit from within glow, like soft glow. That's a perfect description of this shade. If you don't have any of these just yet, I would definitely recommend this palette. This made my complexion just look so pretty. I really, really love it. Yeah, amazing product. Okay, so that was it for the complexion. So let's actually move on to my eyes. I got another one of the Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow palettes. I can't help myself because you guys may remember how much I love this one. This is the Charlotte's palette of Beautifying Eye Trance in the colorway Super Neutral. So I picked up another one. So I picked up this one. This is the Charlotte's palette of Beautifying Eye Trance in the colorway Emerald Effect. Now she has a couple more colorways. I'm gonna be honest with you, that warm neutral colorway also really speaks to me. So maybe I'm gonna get another one because I just love this formula so much. So this one is one that has a lot more shimmers than the other one. Now, I do feel like because this is more of, I would say, a mid-tone and a deeper tone, maybe I will have to go into this palette for the lighter shade because This one has this light shade right here, and sometimes that can come in very, very handy. So let's actually get this party started. I'm gonna start off with the shade 2, Matte Silk. So that's just the finish of the shade. These shades don't have names, they're just 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, and so on. So I'm gonna apply this all over my crease, and let's see. Oh, this is also a little bit warmer. The other palette is quite cool toned, but this is still not over the top warm. I feel like this is a pretty neutral shade. All right, you guys, I am gonna go into this other palette though. I'm so sorry that I'm switching in between these palettes. Honestly, usually I would not do that, but I'm just left with 2 matte shades. But I kind of prefer to go in with a lighter matte as well, just to blend it out a little bit more and put something in my inner corner. So I'm gonna use this one. This is the shade also 2 Matte Silk in the other palette. You don't necessarily need this lighter shade. I just like the effect of having a lighter shade in a palette, just to, you know, blend the edges out a little bit, and also just to put a little bit of something into my inner corner. So I'm going to be deepening up the outer corners with the shade 6 Matte Silk, so the deeper one. Let's see how deep this is. So I'm just going to apply this a little bit to my outer corners. Okay, and now I am going to use the brush that I used for the mid-tone shade. I'm going to go into that mid-tone shade a little bit more, and then I'm gonna blend this out. I'm just gonna be proceeding, and I'm gonna put something in my waterline, and I'm just looking at this one. Of course I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty Longwear eye pencil in the shade Very Brown. Gonna put this on my waterline, and I'm also gonna be repeating the 2 shades for my lower lash line, and I'll be right back so that we can move on to some of these stunning shimmers a little bit quicker. Alright, you guys, I am back. I finished my lower lash line. I did cut off the edges, and I did apply a little bit of NYX glitter glue. So what I'm going to be doing next is I'm going to proceed to the shimmer formula, and I thought, you know, maybe I should go in with this satin shade, Molten Satin, a little bit, and then top it off with this bluish shade. I think that could be really, really pretty. Well, let's see. I'm just going to apply this a little bit onto my lid, but I just want to use this a little bit more as a base. It has a little bit of that rosy shimmer in here, not shimmer, but reflect. Yeah, but this is right now a very boring eye look. So let's actually get to the exciting part. So I'm gonna top this satin shade off with this blue. This has a little bit of like that green reflect to it. It's almost like a turquoise shade. This could be a very interesting combination. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is what I'm telling you. This formula, stunning, stunning. I love these shimmers. These shimmers are spectacular. And I think the combination of the satin with this shade on top, ooh, very, very pretty. I'm gonna go in with this other Diamond Dimension shade number 1. See if I can put this a little bit in my inner corner. And then maybe for the lower lash line, I'm gonna use maybe another shade. Let's see how many shades we can use. Can you see that reflect? Wow, okay. I'm also just gonna bring this up. This has more of a golden undertone, but I think these 2 shades really complement each other so well. I think I'm gonna use another shade just to sort of connect my lower lash line, this gap that I always kind of leave. I always leave that gap there just to put a little bit of some sparkly something there. And it's just gonna look a little bit more dimensional if I use different shades. So I'm gonna use the shade 7 Crystal Pop, this green one. Let me try that one. This is looking amazing. I really love like the finish of this. Like the finish of these shades on my lids. Beautiful, stunning colorway, a little bit different from my very first purchase, which was the super neutral one. This Emerald Effect one, I mean, I love it. I like green eyeshadow. I like these tones. So before I am going to move on to a mascara that I've never tried out, let's actually talk about the setting spray that I've been trying out over the past week. And this is by Huda Beauty, and it's the Easy Bake setting spray. So I actually did get the travel size of this. As you can tell, I've been trying this one out. I do have some thoughts on this. Now, I actually love this formula. This formula is amazing. This is a true mattifying setting spray. So many setting sprays just pull a little bit too glowy, too shiny on my skin. This mattifies me once it has completely dried down, and honestly, when I apply this, my makeup does not budge. I love everything about it. Again, I love this formula, it's amazing. I just don't love the packaging. I don't love this sprayer. I really don't. This really just spits out the product, and it's gonna leave you with some water splashes on your face, and yeah, not that great, but I found a little bit of a workaround. But if I could rebottle this, I would. You really have to shake this one up. There is a little like metal ball in here, so you can hear it if you shake it up. Like really give this a good shake. For me, what has worked out the best, if I don't press this down and keep holding it down, I have to quickly release it and like do this motion, like do like some quick sprays with it, and that way it does not spit at me as much as it would if I would slowly go down. Wish me luck. Yeah, I'm gonna shake it and then do like really quick sprays. And I have to use a decent amount. Oh, but yeah. I mean, this is gonna leave me very wet. So immediately I'm gonna take my fan. So right now this is drying down, and I mean, you gotta use this fan quite immediately or you end up like pushing it in, maybe moving your makeup around. But I'm telling you, once this is drying down, it's so beautiful. I think the finish is so stunning of this setting spray. I really like it. Makes my skin look amazing. So, while this is drying down, should we talk about the brand new mascara that has just arrived at my doorstep? So this one is by Too Faced, and it's the Ribbon Wrapped Lash Mascara. Here it is. I mean, I've not even opened this one up. So this apparently is a tubing mascara. Honestly, I don't really love doing first impressions on mascaras, so just rest assured I will update you on the performance of this product in one of my speed review videos, because right now I don't really know how this is gonna perform. So this has a silicone brush, silicone bristles, has this like spiky crown at the top. It really reminds me of the Lawless mascara. That Lawless mascara has almost the exact same brush, but it has a different shape, but it also has this spiky top, and that's really great to just go in and also to go on your lower lashes with. I am going to curl my lashes real quick, and then I'm going to be applying it. So right off the bat, when I pull this out, I don't really love that the top of this is actually saturated in product, so I'm just going to like get rid of that a little bit. And yeah, let's see how this is going to be like, because it's a tubing mascara. I do assume that this is going to coat the lashes quite quickly, so I got to be careful probably not to build this up too much. Let's see. Now this one is not quite as wet as most standard tubing mascaras. They can tend to be very like wet. I mean, it did lift my lashes quite well, quite dramatically. Did not give me the most volume or anything, but I don't really love that too much. I actually like something that is a little bit more separating. I actually like it. So far, I'm impressed. I like it. I just gotta be careful that this spiky tip is not completely saturated in product. So let's actually do the other side. This has really lifted my lashes. I like the way that this coats my lashes. This is not one of those that you can't build up. I mean, so far so good. I'm gonna update you obviously in an upcoming speed review video on this product, but I'm excited. I can't wait to use this a little bit more. So let's move on to my lips. I honestly don't really have a newly released lip product apart from the lip balms, but I have not showed you this one yet. And although it's been on the market for a little while, you know what? I think today is just a day where I want to show you this product. But mind you, this might be one of the most expensive lipsticks I've ever purchased. So this is by Lisa Eldridge, and this is the Rouge Experience Refillable Lipstick. Now the cool thing is that this is a refillable lipstick. She actually has released a new shade in this called Bohemian Cherry. That looks like a really, really pretty shade. I have this in the shade Simone 182, and it's described as a light tawny caramel. So look at that. Look at that packaging though. That is such a heavy lipstick. It's super luxe. Like, I think it's super pretty. The shade Simone is beautiful. She has so many different lipstick formulas. This one is a little bit more moisturizing. It's not quite as pigmented as her velvet lipsticks, but it's so stunning. I also think I'm just gonna go in with one of her lip crayons. So I got this in the shade ON. This is the one that I always use. It's a little bit more cool toned beige. But I also have the 1N, so this is a little bit of a warmer shade. And I think it's gonna match perfectly with the lipstick. So I'm just gonna apply the lip liner real quick, and then we're gonna be moving on to the lipstick. Okay, so my lips are lined. I do think this is a little bit warmer than my eyeshadow look. You know, not everything has to always perfectly match 100%, but I think it's gonna complement the blush quite well. So here is the lipstick. I'm gonna apply it now. I think this lip liner goes so well with this shade. Now, this lipstick formula is really lovely. It's quite moisturizing on the lips, has a little bit of that shine to it. It is very pricey though. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say this is the best lip formula ever. I mean, I love the shape of the lipstick though. This is shaped in such a good way that really fits my smaller lips. And sometimes it's really difficult to find a lipstick that, you know, is so easy to apply. I like this type of lipstick, but I do prefer a velvet matte finish. Because of the price point, I don't feel 100% comfortable recommending this, but it's beautiful, okay? It's still very, very pretty. I think if you want to spoil yourself, or if you want to gift someone something, this could be a really pretty gift. I mean, again, I'm gonna update you guys in an upcoming speed reviews video on all of these products, how they worked out for me. So please do let me know in the comment section down below if you have tried out any of these products that were featured in today's video. Also, please don't forget that I'm gonna be listing and linking them in my description box down below, so please do check that description box out. And if you did end up enjoying the video, why not give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and ring the bell in order to get notified about my upcoming videos. And I shall be seeing you on here very soon with the next one. So please do take care. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.